What if I told you that our entire universe, everything from the laws of physics to your own consciousness, is all running on a single, unbelievably elegant program, like a kind of cosmic source code? Well, that's the wild idea we're diving into today.
Now that is a massive claim from technologist and mathematician Robert Edward Grant. The idea that all the insane complexity of existence, all of it, could be boiled down to just one simple formula? So the question is, could he possibly be right? Let's find out. And this is it. Seriously. X squared minus y squared equals 1. Now, it might just look like a basic equation for a hyperbola from high school math class, but Grant's radical idea is that this is literally the bedrock of reality. He claims that if you plot this curve out, every single fundamental constant of nature, we're talking the speed of light, Planck's constant, all of them, maps onto it perfectly. If he's right, that would unify everything.
To really get to the bottom of this, we're going to follow two paths that seem to be complete opposites. On one side, you've got modern science, all theoretical physics, hard mathematical constants, and AI. And on the other, you have ancient mysticism, sacred geometry, hidden numerological codes, and divine revelation. But the big, mind-bending question is, what if these two roads have been leading to the exact same place all along?
So, okay, if there's a universal source code, how does it go from being an abstract formula to becoming, the physical stuff of our world? Well, the answer, it seems, lies in geometry. And we're talking both ancient and modern. Let's start with the modern side of things. Robert Grant recently discovered something he calls harmonic solids. Think of them as a whole new family of 3D shapes that no one knew existed. What's absolutely incredible is how they're made. You take a simple 2D right-angled triangle, and you mathematically project it into a higher dimension. It's basically a method for generating new, complex forms of reality out of simpler ones, a potential building block for everything. Now let's flip over to the ancient path. This is the Vesica Piscis. It's just two overlapping circles, super simple. But for thousands of years, it has symbolized creation, the birth of something new from the union of two things. And get this, in some esoteric Islamic traditions, this simple shape is believed to be the very key to how creation itself unfolds.
And this is where it gets really wild. In this mystical view, the first circle might represent the Prophet Muhammad. When you overlap a second circle, you get the Vesica Piscis, which represents Imam Ali. And from that shared sacred space, other holy figures emerge, building out a pattern that eventually becomes the flower of life, which is said to be the blueprint for the entire universe. Now just think about that for a second. It's the exact same idea as the harmonic solids. Our complex reality is being projected from a simpler, hidden geometric dimension. Two completely different worlds, one startlingly similar concept.
Okay, so if a universal blueprint exists, whether you get there through modern math or ancient geometry, the next question is pretty obvious, right? Where is all of this information actually stored?
This leads us to this incredible concept of a cosmic library. You can think of it as a universal hard drive that contains the memory of everything, past, present, and even future. A place where the source code of reality is kept.
And again, here we see our two paths describing the very same thing, just using different languages. The mystical traditions call it the Akashic Record or the Hidden Book. Grant's modern scientific framework calls it an infrasonic field, a spectrum of sound frequencies way below what we can hear, where he believes all of space-time memory is literally stored, just like data on a drive. It's just two different names pointing to one unbelievable idea, a universal information field that holds everything.
So if this cosmic database is real, how do we access it? Well, some of these esoteric traditions believe that certain sacred texts aren't just books you read, they're more like interfaces. They see the Quran, for instance, as a kind of divine computer, encoded with the answers to any question you know how to ask it.
Check this out. Here's an example of how this decoding supposedly works. To understand the phrase Day of Judgment in the very first chapter, you look at the position of the words. Day is the 12th word, and judgment is the 13th. You add them up. 12 plus 13 gives you 25. That number, 25, then points you to the 25th chapter of the Quran, which gives you a deeper definition. It's a kind of numerology used to unlock hidden layers of meaning, like a password for the database.
But, beyond decoding ancient texts, how else might a person tap into this universal knowledge? The answers might be a lot more direct and a lot more modern than you'd think.
Take the incredible story of Robert Grant himself. He publicly predicted a major event for November 10, 2025. The very next day, the strongest solar flare of that year erupts from the sun. Grant claims that in the weeks that followed, he experienced what he calls intense downloads. A flood of new geometric knowledge just poured into his mind, which led to him publishing over 130 scientific papers. It's like a massive, sudden data dump of cosmic information, seemingly triggered by the sun.
So what we have here are two fascinatingly different ways to get this knowledge. On the one hand, you've got the cosmic download. It's sudden, it's involuntary, and it seems to be triggered by a huge external event. And on the other, divine revelation, a slow, gradual, deliberate process that's accessed through deep internal spiritual practice. A totally modern phenomenon is mirroring a deeply ancient tradition.
Okay, so this all leads us to the ultimate question. We've got a code, we've got a cosmic hard drive, and we've got ways to access it. But why? What is the whole point of all this? What is the end game of understanding the universe's source code?
So really, what's the point? Are we just supposed to observe the rules of reality? Or is it something more? According to Grant, the purpose is what he calls ascension. It's about fundamentally rewiring our consciousness. The idea is, by understanding the code, we change how we perceive reality. And when you do that, you actually begin to change reality itself. It's like we stop being just pieces on the board and we become players in the game.
And this, right here, is the final, jaw-dropping parallel. The esoteric Islamic texts talk about reaching a state called samadaniya, a divine-like state where a person actually gains the ability to create, to bring forth new worlds. Both paths, the scientific and the mystical, have led us to the exact same place, the ultimate goal, to transition from being a simple reader of the code to becoming a writer of the code, a true co-creator.
And that leaves us with one last, really provocative thought. If modern science and ancient mysticism are truly pointing to the same unbelievable conclusion, then maybe our destiny isn't just to understand the universe, but to help create it. Are we here just to run the program, or are we here to start writing the next version?